Welcome, Virgo, to High Priestess Influence and to your general weekly tarot guidance. So this will be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for March 2nd through March 8th. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it's general. So just take anything that resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else, and never put anyone else's judgment before your own, my Virgo friends. And also keep in mind that the cards are just here as guides, not as predictors. So it is my intention to attract the cards that will best serve those of you who actually view this message. Actually, it's my intention to attract the cards and the intuition that will best serve those of you who view this. I do read intuitively, so sometimes one card can have a big long message and it becomes more specific. Speaking of one card, it becomes more specific than I expected to. But so from the minor arcana, we have one card there for the physical realm. And now we want the mental realm and then the spiritual realm. So the physical realm, in other words, what's going on, what you're experiencing in your physical life, your mental realm, where your focus is at, and the spiritual realm, a message from the universe. So, okay, so we had these two cards jumped out together, and this one was separate from them. Okay, so if that makes a difference, I don't know, but I like to keep that in mind. Okay. All right. So from the major arcana, now we want the overall energy, the one card that best represents the overall energy. And sometimes there is like advice in there too. And while we're waiting for that overall energy to emerge, my Virgo friends, if you would like to support this channel, all you have to do is give it a thumbs up. Okay, I would really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed already and you'd like to, that would be great too. Only if you feel inclined. And I'm feeling inclined right now, Virgo, to wait on this. The overall energy, sometimes there's a reason it comes out at the end. It doesn't want to come out at the beginning. So it's almost like we want to get the messages here out before we get the message from the major arcana. Okay. So in your physical realm this week, my Virgo friends, so there's some plan of action is the expression I just got, that is not getting started this week. It may involve other people and everyone isn't on the same page or isn't on board yet. And if it isn't other people, I'm feeling as though there are other things that aren't in place yet. I mean, it's this card jumped out by itself. It's a very general feeling. This could be work related for you. This could be related to a plan for the family or a plan around the house. It's going to vary for each of you what this is, but there are just either people who aren't in place yet or aren't on board, or there are things, aspects that are not in place yet. So there are some things or some people that are kind of like holding it back, keeping it from actually getting started. I feel as though there's a plan in place. I feel as though there is a plan to proceed with something, a plan to start, I should say. I feel like there's a plan to get started on something, but it's not everything is in place yet. And in your mental realm here, you have the Four of Swords reversed. And yeah, I don't think this is sitting well with you. Depending on the level or what this is, the level of importance of this plan to you personally. You know, I feel as though some of you are kind of out of alignment with the way things are going. Some of you might even be out of alignment with the plan as it is, or the project as stated, as written, or something. Some of you, it's like exhausting. It's draining. Some of you are feeling like, when is this going to start? How many delays can we have? Yes, I'm feeling delays. I'm feeling delays. Something is delayed, and it is frustrating. It is aggravating. It is, for some of you, it's like upsetting. Like, it's making you kind of feel like, is this ever going to get off the ground? Is this ever going to get started or off the ground? And you're, yes, exasperated. That's the word. Some of you are exasperated. Some of you are exasperated. So now in your spiritual realm, you have another 3 energy, but this one is upright. And this is the card that jumped out, like it was like separate from the other 2. So I feel as though the universe here is telling you it will get started. It will work out. Like, all of the pieces will come together. All of the people, if that is applicable to your situation, will come together. It will come together. It will commence. You have reason to celebrate. You will no longer feel exasperated. The pieces or people are coming together. The people or pieces are coming together. But I also feel that you need to relax and rest in the knowing that it will all come together. So, in other words, I feel as though your exasperation, the energy of exasperation, is not helping things move forward. So I feel like the universe wants you to kind of relax, know that it's all working out, know it, go with that knowing, raise your vibration, feel better about it, let go of the exasperation, raise the expectations, raise the vibration, and like that will smooth things along, that will move things along. But whatever it is, if you can just relax in the knowing that it's going to get started and everybody and everything will come together, then that will definitely help the entire situation, because the vibration around it will improve. Okay. So now beneath that, these 2 cards were separate. Okay. You have the Queen of Swords reversed, followed by the 2 of Wands upright. So, you know, with the Queen of Swords reversed, what I'm feeling here is that stop listening to somebody else. Somebody else or other people. Okay, it might be more than one person, okay? But for some of you it's one, for some of you it's more than one. But stop listening to the advice of others. Stop. You know what? Yeah, I feel as though some people are sticking their noses in where they don't belong. But for others of you, I think you're asking other people what they think instead of going with what you know. So yeah, it'll vary for each of you, but some of you have people like sticking their noses into your business and trying to tell you what to do. But others of you, you've been seeking the advice of others, saying, well, what do you think about this? Well, what do you think about that? What do you think about this? And I think that's part of where the exasperation comes in, and the overwhelmment, and things not being able to move forward. And you really need to kind of leave other people out of it. Leave others out of it. Leave their opinions out of it, because some of these people have nothing to do with this plan, and they're just throwing their opinions out there. And it's not helping the vibration. And beneath that, you have the Two of Wands, which is a really beautiful energy. It's very inspirational, aspirational, inspirational, and this is encouragement for you to first leave other people out of it, as I just said, but now look forward to what is about to happen, to look forward to what will grow out of this, what will come out of this. Feel inspired. I feel as though look at the positive in the situation. Look at the positive aspects, the positive experiences so far, or where you're at. Look at the positive aspects of where you're at, and understand that it's only going to grow from there. And actually, that's the only place you want it to grow from. You want it to grow from the positive aspects of the situation, of the plan, of the project, whatever this is. You want it to grow out of the positivity, not out of the negativity, not out of what maybe some naysayers have to say, or unsupportive people, or people who really don't know what they're talking about. You need to focus on what is already good and grow it from there. You wouldn't want to grow it from focusing on what's not working. You don't want to focus it from this energy of things or people not being in place, or this energy, this feeling of exasperation. Okay, you want to focus from a knowing that it's all going to come together. And depending on what this specifically is for you, I really feel that it's got a lot of growth potential here, and this is something you can feel good about. But the universe is encouraging you to work on the energy of inspiration. Be deliberate in your focus. Be deliberate. Try to feel inspired. You know what I also just got for some of you? Try to feel the inspiration. Try to feel as inspired as you did when you first had this idea, or this idea was first presented to you, or however this idea came to you, whether it was something that an inspiration from your own, from inside you, or it was an external inspiration. That initial spark. Okay, the universe wants you to grab on to how you felt when you had that initial spark of inspiration, or you responded to something that gave you that feeling of that spark, that feeling of inspiration. The universe wants you to go back to that, grab onto that, and that's what you want to move forward with. That feeling will reinvigorate the inspiration and get the momentum moving in a more positive way, a more positive direction, to get things moving. Turn this Three of Pentacles upright. Okay, the energy is here to be turned upright. So is the Four of Swords reversed. These energies are here ready to be turned upright. Even the Queen of Swords reversed can be turned upright, because when you are feeling better about it, and when you let go of the exasperation and you're feeling more inspired, you will attract people who maybe have good ideas or who are supportive, who have good counsel for you. All right, so let's see if we can get a card here as the overall energy and, I'm sure additional guidance here. And what do we have? Okay. So we have the Tower reversed. Don't fear the Tower, my friends, okay? There is guidance in here for you. So what I'm feeling for some of you, the reason the Tower reversed came out, and the reason it came out at the end, is that it may not apply to everyone. So listen to this message and see if it does apply to you. There may have been a specific occurrence that has prevented this Three of Pentacles from moving forward. Like something that occurred with a specific partner in this, or a specific aspect related to this. Something, I feel, fell apart in some way, shape, or form. I just got the feeling that someone involved may have taken ill, and that may have gotten in the way. But that's just one specific example. That's not necessarily the case for all of you. Well, you'll know if it's the case for you if someone fell ill and what have you. But I feel as though there was something specific that prevented this from moving along, and you're experiencing a resistance moving forward, and that's where a lot of this exasperation and overwhelming comes from, is because that experience, that piece or that person that kind of fell apart in this plan or this process or a project, you are feeling like, well, how can we move forward without that person? How can we move forward without that piece of the plan or piece of the puzzle? So you have a resistance to something that already happened. So that's what I'm saying. Don't fear that. That's here as a guide. So something specific happened for some of you that was kind of, again, it could have been devastating for some of you, or it could have been just upsetting, or it could have been daunting. Whatever the specific emotion will vary for each of you, and the extent of it will vary for each of you. But something occurred that threw you off your vibrational game and, your mental game, where you are now worried about how can we proceed without this piece of the puzzle or without this person. So it's really just resisting whatever occurred before here. And that really even explains the Three of Cups even better, because it's that other piece will fill in. Okay, so here we go. Your Three of Pentacles reversed is incomplete in some way, shape, or form. That's why it is reversed here. However, it will all come together. That missing piece will fill in. If it requires another person, that person will show up. If it requires some other aspect or piece of the puzzle, I keep getting, that other piece of the puzzle will fill in. It may even be for some of you that this Queen of Swords reversed will turn upright and become that missing piece for you. But it's really about believing and knowing you're headed in the right direction. And again, holding on to that spark that inspired you in the first place. Okay, so as this went on, this became more and more clear for me. I hope it did for you, my Virgo friends. If anyone feels compelled to share what this is, I would love to know. But either way, I want to thank you so much for being with me, my Virgo friends. If there's no resonance or message here for you at all, go check out your moon and rising sign. Go to High Priestess Influence and check out the playlists and find the one for your moon, the ones for your moon and rising signs, and see if either one of those resonates more with you. But either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. And I hope your week ahead is fabulous. And I hope to see you back here again next week. Take care, Virgo.